everybody. Welcome to another wonderful Monday night. What's up, Lincoln Andrews? Hope you're having a great night tonight. I am. I had a little issue. If you watch my face tonight, you'll see it. I got a little Bell's palsy going on here, so my left side of my face, or half my left side of my face, is not working. It's really annoying. But we're going to do our best to get through this. Jeff, I hope you're having a great night tonight. Thank you for joining in all the way from Virginia. That's awesome. Once again, if you will like the page, share this live feed so we can get a lot of people on tonight. We got a fun show tonight. I got to get to talk to one of my good friends tonight. Great team. We talk barbecue almost every day, and I'm just looking forward to what we're going to talk about tonight. We have in store talking about inspiration, talking about what we're thankful for in the barbecue family, talking about just all kind of wonderful things going on. Because it's a barbecue family. Like I say, I apologize, I can't really talk. But I'm gonna let Matt Goodman with Potts Barbecue is coming on. I'm gonna let him come on and do a lot of the talking tonight because he's good at it, and I can't really talk. So bring your questions, bring your stories. We look forward to hearing from them. It's going to be a great night. And like I say, share the page. And I'm going to bring Matt up, and I'm going to let him introduce himself to you. Like I say, great friend, great guy. And, man, he's got a lot of stuff. Uh-oh, Roll Tide. There you go, Matt. Here he comes. We've already got Roll Tides going on, buddy. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing good, brother. I'm doing good, man. I'm ready to cook. It feels like it's been 400 years since the competition and coming, and just ready to get back out there and see everybody. And got Brasstown coming up, and what is that, like a week away?
Man, I feel like it's coming on fast.
I am. It's just going to be good to be out and see everybody and get a chance to compete and see everybody. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. So.
It is. And, I get to see you every once in a while. We live not too far from each other. You got to come over yesterday and see, as y'all saw, that we did a rib and brisket cook yesterday on our new drum. And, man, I love that thing. Y'all know how much I love that. Matt, tell me what you think about the cans.
About the what?
The drums. See, I'm struggling here talking.
Man, I love my drums. I'm just a cook's cook. I love cooking on everything, but the drums are they force you to be better. I've heard a lot of people say that they've got drums and they haven't really moved up to that next level. And then I ask them, well, do you stay by them while you're cooking? They say, well, no, I'm inside doing this. I'm inside doing that. And I guess that would be the only Achilles heel to a gateway or any type of drum smokers. You really need to sit there with it. But if you think about it, the more time you spend on your cook, the better your cook's going to be. There's nothing like sitting outside, whether it's on my GC 28 or Lucille, my 42 or gateway or whatever. There's nothing like sitting beside your smoker, cup of coffee, feet up in the air, watching that thin blue smoke, and then telling a bunch of barbecue lies. And so that's what it's about. But when it comes to gateway, man, I like how fast they cook. There's something about those drippings on those coals that just give you I tell Dave and me, he's cooked on gateways for a while now. I said it reminds me of being a child and my daddy grilling out. And it's just that flavor. Those memories come back, and and that's what barbecue is about. And I think Gateway's a heck of a grill or smoker or whatever you want to call it. And but it's something you got to stay with, and little tips and techniques and stuff like that. I know taking the class with Brad and Matt Walker, their online class helped me out a lot on that. Just with the pans and some little tips and tricks and techniques they did, that was just invaluable for us. It really was. Yeah.
So you brought up in that comment right there, you didn't even mean to, but what we want to talk about tonight. You talk about sitting around a can, sitting around a smoker, sitting around whatever, and talking barbecue lives, barbecue stories, whatever.
Yeah.
If there's anything that you have all kind of barbecue stories, you have all kind of barbecue lives, and oh my gosh,
Here we
and they
go.
just got knocked out like that Twisted Tea commercial right there, I think.
It was the Corona.
Man, watch out.
Good day now.
That's right. One of the things I remember early on in my barbecue career is something that you would do. You'd always go around doing barbecue tips of the day at contests, and I thought that was awesome. Little things like that. What is it about barbecue that brings the best out of people? That brings out these ideas and everything. What is it that you feel like that's made that for you?
I think it's all about family. It truly, we talked about today, and the other day when Mike Mills passed away. I never had an opportunity to meet the man, but he had a great impact on my barbecue life. When we started cooking barbecue was probably like 2010, somewhere around in there. Pot, my oldest daughter, she's my favorite oldest daughter. We was trying to figure out something to do together, and I didn't play with dogs, but I like to cook. And when I was on the website called the Barbecue Brethren, and I was looking for cookbooks because I had no earthly idea about how to cook anything. I had an offset, and I was poisoning people left and right on it, and brisket was hard as a rubber shoe. And I mean, it's just, just same thing everybody does when they start out. And told me to get a book called Peace, Love, and Barbecue, Mike Mills' book. And I read it, and I found out about his daughter, Amy, and how they started 17th Bar and Grill together, and how they do the On Cue Consulting together. And I said, man, that is a wonderful idea that he's brought his family into it. And man, just think of the memories and everything else. And his book is talking about, it's not only recipes, but it talks about him growing up in barbecue and winning multiple grand championships at Memphis in May. Like, I've said it 1,000 times. He's forgotten more about barbecue than I'll ever know. I mean, he's the man. And I don't know anybody that's ever said anything bad about the man. And, I think that's a wonderful, one of the best things you can say about somebody, that everything that somebody says is always positive. And, that just gave us the idea of being able to compete together, cook together, spend time in that world together. And it grew from there. We started doing some backyard contests, and we took 4th place. The first one we did overall, came back, swept it the next year. Then we went to Kennesaw, which was, you want the big fish in the little pond anymore, and met a guy named Don Adams, Georgia Boys Barbecue. He was a great mentor to me, and I gave him a lot of bad food for a couple of years. And Don's still a heck of a cook. And, I got a lot of great memories with him. And, of course, Pot at that time started, Don and some other cooks would hire her to make their turn-in boxes. And I think she was getting like $5 a box to do partially. And so we'd go and, spend whatever it was for a competition. She'd walk out with, $100 because she done made boxes all morning and stuff, It's just, and then people started winning using her boxes. So she became the lucky charm, and just a lot of great memories when it comes to that, man. Just a lot of great memories, and being able to go places we were never able to go. We've been to Texas. We've been to everywhere in the Southeast. Was able to cook at Titan Stadium, cook for some CEOs there. And man, we've just had a heck of a run and seen a lot of great folks. And I think that's what it's all about, isn't it? About just having fun and building building memories with your family and friends.
Yeah.
And I think barbecue has been a great highway for us to do those things. And it's when you and Ellen did the Thankful video a couple of weeks ago. It just got me reminiscing about all the people that have helped us down the road. You know, it's the Don Adamses, the Mitchell Bedwells, the Dave and Shreya men, some of my best friends in the world. You know how much they've helped us. Jeff Campbell, Randall Bowman, Scott Smith, y'all. I mean, it's just been a
you're just name dropping them out.
Unbelievable ride.
Yeah, I see Carrie's on, man. I thought you were going to be in bed tonight. I knew you had a long night going on, Carrie. Hope you're doing well, bud. Yeah, Ira, Big Matt, the orange wave. That's what he does. When he comes in, he's got orange everything, and you know that Matt Goodman is in the house, Potts Barbecue. You know, and one of the things I love about you, Matt, is your little sayings. You always have something to say. No telling what's on the back of your shirt right now.
Don't hate because it's beautiful.
That's right. What do we got here? Barbecue's so good, it'll change your Facebook status. There you go. I mean, if there's not, that's one thing I love about it. I love how you take it serious, but you don't take it too serious, right? You take everything what's going on about barbecue, and you take it serious, but you make it fun. And that seems to be what this whole barbecue world is all about. You know, I mean, it's getting to meet people. It's getting to go out and like you said, you just name dropped everybody in barbecue. But that's just who you are and what you do. But I don't know. I just think the family aspect of it. I mean, here lately, you mentioned Mike Mills, the passing of him, and Jeff Cole with Bees Knees Barbecue out of Alabama. You know, just a great guy.
Great.
And the thing that is interesting to me is seeing the way that people in the barbecue community surround everybody and lift each other up. I mean, it's something that you want to be a part of. That's something that, I mean, if you're not part of it, jump in, because there's stories like this all over the place going on in competition barbecue, and in barbecue in general. It doesn't even have to be competition stuff.
We were in lines a few years ago when that tornado came through.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like the last year of Freaknik. They told us not to come, but we came anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember talking to the sponsors and the people that were throwing it on. And there was, when Pot and I were coming down to South Georgia to lines, there's nothing there. And it just, when we pulled up to a McDonald's to grab something to eat before we got there, there were cars wrapped around the McDonald's because they had nowhere to go.
Right.
And it just, it really hit home with me, just being thankful for what we've had. We're able to go to this competition, and there are people that are leaving Savannah and everything. And when we got down there, we were able to talk to everybody that was there, and we were talking to some of the hosts, and they said that the local church had like 300 people at their church. And they were trying to feed all of them, and there was more coming, but they were turning them away because they didn't have enough. And I asked them, I said, what about us? I said, you got, I think it was 25, 30 teams there at the time.
Yeah.
I said, what if we vacuum seal everything that we have and we're able to give it to you? Call the church that's heading that up, and let's give them all that food. And there's no telling how many people we fed just being able to do it. And, as we were reminiscing about it, after everything was done and we were heading home, I told Pod, I said, the good Lord might have just sent us down there just for that very reason, just to be able to help somebody out. So, the good Lord's been good to us. And, we've got a lot of great stories. It's just like, we were talking about PSAQ. It's funny story for those that don't know. We go to PSAQ, and we get like 2 calls, and we win some change, and it's just a good day. And I got Bear with me, my boy, and we start heading back, and my radiator blows out. So I called Brian, and I said, "Man, what are y'all doing?" And I know right off the get-go, he's thinking, "Man, I should not answer this call." And he said, "I don't know what you're doing." I said, "I'm about 30 miles out, and my radiator's busted. I'm running hot and everything else. Is there any way you can bring me some water? And I said, I'm in the middle of nowhere. And Brian, being the guy that he is, he said, yeah, I'll come. And he said, where am I going to get water? And I said, man, you're there at PSAQ. You know, they've given us, Lord, they went to fill my truck up with gas for me. You know, they got some water or something. So Brian shows up with a stack of those little 6-ounce Dasani waters.
They're that big.
Like 4 or 5 cases of it. Takes me 3 hours to fill the doggone radiator up.
Oh, I remember.
But you know, it's just stuff like that.
Bear was like, "What in the world is this guy doing?"
You know, it's just you can't make that up. You know, it's absolutely amazing. And you know, we're just fortunate to have good friends like y'all that'll come bail us out in a pickle. So,
and as we were talking a little bit before, a barbecue person isn't going to think a thing about that, right? Like that's just a normal story for somebody in competition barbecue. I mean, that's what we do. We're out there helping each other out. And, now somebody else might think it's crazy, but we're all doing what we can to get. I'll never forget Bear. Bear had this look of like, what? And then I left because you were right there getting it. He's like, don't leave me. Oh, man, that was a blast.
But, again, man, it was a learning experience for all of us, and there was a time for us to bond, and it was also a time for them to learn that good Lord's going to look after us and keep us safe from harm. So
take care of us.
And also learn how to work on a radiator. So
oh man, that was a fun trip. I mean, that was a good time. That was good. Speaking of PSAQ, I know PSAQ is coming back. They sent out the emails wanting everybody to sign up. Yep. It is ready. I think they got $75,000 plus prizes. I can't talk. This is driving me nuts. But go ahead and sign up on their website. I mean, it's going to be a great contest. I know Janet's going to be on soon talking about her contest in Alabama coming up. Mm-hmm. Shane Biddy said he had to show Matt how to use the big blowtorch at the June contest. He can't. That's cool. Oh, man. That's what's so much fun about this is, I mean, just seeing the comments and how much fun people have at barbecue, and there's a lot of bad stuff going on right now, right? I mean, 2020 is whatever. That we had Bible study this morning at work, and I made a comment. I was like, it's a bunch of perspective. What's going on, what you can see, because we're all blessed that we are able to go do this thing that we love. And don't forget about it. Just be thankful for the little times that we get to spend, and when you're going through bad times, as you're saying, look for the good, right? Look for the good. I mean, that was a crappy situation you were in, right? Yeah. I mean, but now we can sit back and talk about good stuff in it. I mean, just look for that kind of stuff in barbecue.
Well, I think also you need to remember think of how many competitions are linked to nonprofits. Mm-hmm. And I think that's one thing, I really want to be a part of this year, because a lot of nonprofits were hurting last year just because of the COVID and everything else. That's and a lot of the competitions that we're a part of, it's all that money that they make, or that little bit of money they make, let's just be honest, goes to those things. And, if you're able to give a little extra this year, I encourage you to do that. There's a lot of nonprofits that are hurting right now. A lot of churches, a lot of boys and girls clubs and stuff. And, there's a lot of good people out there trying to help. And I just encourage you to try to do your part as the good Lord allows.
And, in that, I mean, I'll say this, we've all had talents. If you're watching this show, you pretty much have barbecue talents. I mean, if you are sitting here watching Chewin the BBQ Fat, you're watching it for a reason, and you're probably a pretty doggone good barbecue cook. You don't have to necessarily give a lot of money, but I guarantee you can cook better barbecue than anybody around you. And you can go do something to help in that way, because, that's something that, not everybody can do it. and
Mhm.
go out there and share your expertise with others. And man, because there is nothing like barbecue and putting a smile on somebody's face.
Yeah.
If I could smile right now, I would be, but I
Yeah.
can't smile. So, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's get back on the lighter side of barbecue, Matt. What does 2021? What does it bring for you? You think this year?
I want to do some contests we've never done before. I was talking to Dave and men a while back that there's a lot of competitions I wish I would have done. Maggie Valley being one of them. Tryon was another one. There's just so many great competitions. You don't know how long they're going to be there, or
Right.
organizers have so much work to do when it comes to competitions and stuff. They may retire, like Winder. The gal that used to run Winder out there, she retired, and nobody wanted to pick up that trailer and towed it. And
Right.
so we want to, Bear, my boy, he does state competitions, the SEAs. I would love to go to Texas and cook with him. I know I want to go to Tennessee. Thought about going to Virginia. Never cooked in North Carolina. I want to go to North Carolina this year. The crazy thing was when COVID hit, we normally cook anywhere from 15 to 20 competitions a year. And when COVID hit, I thought I'd really like the rest and everything else. But I just been jonesing, man. It's like a heroin addict or something. I don't know. I've just been shaking and and everything else.
No,
I'm ready.
it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny you hear that. Like, I mean, this break or whatever you want to call it, this shutdown, I don't know what you call it. It's done two things. It's either had people be like, you know what, I don't really miss it, or
Yeah.
majority of the people that I've talked to have said, man, I can't wait to get back out and do that again.
Yeah.
I think you realize, and it's like what we've been talking about. It's not so much the cooking. It's not so much the competition. It's getting out there and hanging out with people, hanging out with friends, coming up with news stories to tell. Dave Min thinks you need to shave. I don't think so.
Only because I'm beautiful.
I think he's a little jealous. Ira Kelly says Butts and Clucks is going to be a great one. I think it is, Ira. That's turned out to be a good FBA contest. They're doing a lot of things. I think they moved their contest to get away from Lakeland. I think, and now Lakeland's been postponed or whatever they've done. Haven't heard anything but good about Apalachicola. Sorry, I can't talk. It's going to be a good one. Richard, the SCA comps are good. Yeah, Matt loves them. He loves cooking those things. So y'all go try those out. So what's your first contest you're cooking?
We're doing Maggie Valley. I mean, not Maggie Valley. Brasstown Ball.
Young Harris.
Brasstown Ball. Young Harris.
Yep. Brasstown Valley Resort.
Yeah, and then we'll go to Sip and Swine after that.
Whoop, whoop.
And then I got to look at the calendar before I go to Telling Lies. I know we're going to do a couple GBAs this year. Really like the Fire Ant Festival. They got really cool trophies. They do a great job out there. That's a pretty neat event. And then we'll just see from there. Like I said, I want to do a little traveling this year. But I also want to do I want to try to do about 6 GBCs, Georgia Barbecue Championship competitions. Like to throw our name in the hat, or in the ring rather, for Team of the Year on that if we can. But the sky's the limit this year. We've been locked down, and man, we just want to go somewhere. I don't care where it is. Let's just go.
Lord, it doesn't hurt that your last contest.
Your
last contest of 2020, you reserved that big contest over there at the GBC Throwdown, I think it was.
Yeah. First time on cans. Thank you, Dave and Cherie.
Yeah. They were there. You don't know if Dave and Cherie got that or you did, but it was great.
Cherie was the backbone of that boat ride. That was.
She kept
that dumpster fire together, so it was. Woo,
I think that's what Cherie does. I mean, with Dave, somebody's got to be there to keep that thing going.
Yeah, Cherie's quite the lady, man. She'll. You think she's all timid and stuff? No, she'll lay the smack down on you, boy. But I love her. They're
Great.
good people, man. They're
They are great people.
great folks.
They really are.
I tell you what worries me is a lot of these competitions that are normally February, March, April. They're starting to cancel, and word is they're going to move towards the fall. That's the only thing that really worries me, that there's going to be so many things in the fall. Nobody's going to be, nobody will fill up. So,
well, Doug just posted that Banjo BBQ is on for 2021 Labor Day weekend, and it's a double again. I tell you what, man, that was a blast. So that, if you haven't signed up for Banjo BBQ, you've got plenty of time. 9 months.
Man, they set the standards.
I tell you what.
Set the standard.
And I was really hoping, I know Doug said he was going to do that. I was really hoping they would continue that as a double. I think they did the first day was practice for cash. It was cash in, cash out type thing. And then the next day was the Banjo BBQ, the legit contest. Why are you looking at me funny?
Yeah, okay. My mind's playing tricks on me. I've had flashbacks. I'm sorry. I had a rough younger life. Yeah, Jim BBQ, man, that is a great competition. It's one of those competitions that you go to and you see teams you don't see the rest of the year. And I love those competitions. You really get to meet up with folks that you don't see for the rest of the year. So you get those folks from out west and up north and south.
That was one of the coolest things. I got to meet. That was when I got to meet Lee Hickle. I got to meet Purvis. I got to meet Fred. I got to meet a lot of people, and it was really cool because you do once you get these doubles and you get this big contest, man, it brings people from all over. Yeah. I know Brad from Get Base was coming, and Matt Walker was. All those guys are coming. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be. I'm really looking forward to seeing some of this stuff. Janet, I was trying to bring up Smoke on the Falls earlier, but I seem to be out of it. And then Justin says we better keep the tires ready for the trailer if everything gets pushed back to the back-to-back weekends in the fall. Mm-hmm. Burning up the roads. Yeah, man. I mean, what better thing to do?
Yeah. Well, and that's the great thing about it. The more you cook, the better you are. The more consistent you are, and you just become automatic with it, And that's there can be a lot of great opportunities this year because I think just everybody's just chomping at the bit to get out, And I think a lot of off the get go, I think a lot of the first competitions they're gonna sell out quick. Their favorite ones, Jim BBQ and Greenwood, South Carolina. Sip and Swine, I bet you those sell out really. I bet you they fill out really quick this year.
Janet, how is your Smoke on the Falls signups coming here April 10th? I know that's that's a great contest. I'd like to see how that's doing because that's going to be one that fills up too. I think they normally sell out. Chad Stewart, are you part of the Insane Cam Posse? I don't know if you are or not. I thought you were. Trying to think of what Chad cooks on. Stu Baby's Barbecue. Anyway, sorry. Just read the comments over here. But anyway, Matt, I'm sorry. This has been I was contemplating even trying to do the show tonight because I can't talk. But I'm glad we did because this has been a lot of fun. What else would you say has been an inspiration to you and Pot, whatever, throughout barbecue?
We had a chance of doing a TV pilot a couple of years ago, and we had Bubba Latimer, Sharon. What had happened was that's a great story. Can't tell it on internet though, but Scott Smith, Randall was on there, and just great folks. And guy that was doing it, they had a camera on us. They was talking about what do you see yourself being in a couple of years? And I looked at everybody around us. I said, I want to be like these guys. they cook with their families. You know, there's nothing better to me than that. You know, if your wife encourages, she's a keeper, brother. She is a keeper. You know, if your kids want to go out with you, that's what's so great about the kids queue, man. Man, get your kids involved in that kids queue. That's a lot of, just watching them is fun. And, you know, being able to eat some of Mike's hamburgers and stuff like that, that's great too. You know, I called that one. You know, but honestly, people like that, you know, grand champions are great and everything but the people with the positive attitudes, the Jim and Jan Bergs out there, and Carrie Chastain's always got a positive thing to say, you know, and a word of encouragement. Golly, man, there's just so many awesome people when it comes to barbecue, and you know, and it's just, man, you just get so encouraged when you just go. You just get so encouraged. It's almost like a giant pep talk. Or you know, I was telling somebody, you go to a small competition like a 25 or 30 competition in Georgia, and you know everybody. It's like going to an AA meeting. Everybody knows your name, and you know everybody's patting you on the back, and you know everybody gets a word to speak and everything else. It's just a lot of fun, and I hope that I can be in the encourager to others to do that. And that's why we did our classes that we've done in the past, is to help, you know, the up and coming guys. I really want to encourage the people that are just getting into barbecue. That's why I love the Pit Vipers and Tom and them. I think they do an amazing job. And man, I just want to be an encourager, because I've had so many people encourage me, because it's like that turtle on the fence post. You know, it didn't get there by itself. Somebody had to help it get up there. And
Right.
I think that's just so many folks around that are just so good-hearted people when it comes to barbecue. And the bad thing is, a lot of people, you'll never know it, because nobody brags about what they do or anything else. So it's just one of those things, you either know or you don't. You know, it's I just looking forward to seeing everybody and telling some lies. So
Man, I tell you what, having a yoo-hoo, right?
That's right. That's right. That's
Get you a
exactly
yoo-hoo
right.
and go to town. All right, so we live in Georgia, you know, and for what, the past month and a half, we've seen one or two political ads. We get to vote tomorrow, y'all. So whole world, hopefully this will all be over with soon. But more important than that political ad, what do you think about the KCBS board elections that are, I think they're going on now. I think they started today, didn't they?
I believe you're right. I don't tell people what to vote for, but I tell people they need to vote. And if you complain about something and don't vote, you don't have no business complaining, whether it's KCBS or anything else. We have an opportunity to vote for a board, and you just need to get out there and vote. You know, there's a lot of good people that are running this year. There's a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? There's a lot of opportunities coming up. And I think we just need to jump on the bandwagon and be able to grab a hold of all the opportunities we get. And again, just going back to COVID, man, as long as we've been down and you've seen people hurt and you've seen businesses shut down and stuff like that, and some people not being able to work, and others like us, you know, we're blessed, and I haven't missed a day of work, and get tired, you know, because we work a lot of extra overtime and stuff. But, you know, I'm thankful for a job, and there's a lot of people that didn't have that opportunity this year. And, you know, it's all about just being able to encourage the next person along, the same way when it comes to KCBS and voting. You know, man, whatever you believe in and what you want, you find that candidate and you run with it, you know, push it. And so hopefully they can push that agenda and make barbecue better. I'm one of the few people, I don't know if I say few people, but I think anything barbecue helps barbecue, whether it's TV shows and everything else. whether it's Netflix or Tina Cannon winning, on Netflix show, I think it was. I think all that's good for barbecue. Pit Masters, I think all of that's good for barbecue. The more we get the word out, the better it's going to be. The more people will get interested in it. The more people get inquisitive about it. So share with your friends and neighbors and stuff. Let's build this thing up to what we know it can be.
That's what I love. I mean, to me, the best part about barbecue is helping somebody, helping a neighbor, helping a new team, helping any. I mean, and we're fortunate enough to where we have a lot of people calling us, and I mean, heck, half the time I come home from work, Ellen's on the phone with a customer talking about barbecue with somebody. So yes, I said that right. Ellen is talking on the phone. Everybody calls Ellen for advice instead of me, which is really cool. I don't know if that's a good thing for me or not, but that's what it is. And it's so much fun talking to neighbors, talking to people in small groups, and them asking like about barbecue and being able to give them that advice, and just saying, hey man, get involved. I mean, you're going to meet some of the best people in the world cooking barbecue, because we all have. I mean, we all are different. We all believe whatever, but we all come together and we all have a great time. I tell you what, Saturday morning at a contest, sun's coming up, and you see all that smoke rolling in the morning on sun. That's, to me, that's one of the best things ever. Ellen and I talked about that the other day. What do you like better, sunrise or sunsets? I was like, you know what, I like a sunrise.
Yeah.
And I think about sunrise. I think about at a barbecue contest. I think about, I mean, it just resets everything in me of like, golly, Lord, thank you. I am blessed to be able to be here. I am blessed today to be able to cook barbecue, to be alive, to spend time with friends and family. And then, then we get to go to Cook's Church, and then we get to go do whatever else we do. But
if you've ever went to Cumming, when Randall used to have the Chewin Cumming, and there'd be 60, 70, 80 teams or whatever, one of my favorite things to do was to go up on the hill right at sunrise and watch all the trailers and tents and the smoke rising up, and think, man, it was the prettiest thing in the world. And matter of fact, we even did it a couple months ago in Cumming when we cooked up there. But you have the elevation from the banks and stuff. If you go up there to that old ticket booth and stuff, then it's just an incredible view. When you look and see everything, it's just amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So I agree with you on that.
But it's cool to see, like, I mean, then you got your 707s and you got your 1111 or 9, whatever they are, 922. There's thousands of them, I feel like. But it's just another opportunity for us to get together and hang out, because, it gets hectic. It gets hectic. That's where the stories come from, man. I tell you what, I don't know. I bet everybody on here could tell us a story of something that happened Saturday morning. They forgot something, or fireworks lit, or something, and somebody came to help them out. And they made it through and had a great cook. I mean, I remember the other day my aluminum foil wasn't working. It was sticking or something. I was like, man, I need some more. What am I going to do? And, sure enough, I think it was actually Dave's helping me out. I was like, man, what the heck? I would never know. Brand new back of foil. And it was bad, but it was, I don't know.
We're notorious for that, man. We are notorious. Jonathan Calhoun gave us a fan one time at the Sam's event. We won that Sam's event. Never would have done it without Jonathan. He gave us a fan. Ours went out. We took third place overall in Greenwood one year, and I left my racks at home. Waylon gave me some like 4 teams gave me some racks so I could have enough to cook on. We're notorious for 3 things: being late, not trimming until that night, Friday night, and handing out yoo-hoos at tournaments. It's golly, man. It's been a crazy ride. It truly has. It truly has. That's talking about meeting people at competitions. I had Bear with me when was it Jimbo BBQ? And anyway, and the Godfather of barbecue was down there, and
Oh my gosh.
Bear saw him and he goes, he looks younger on TV.
Man, I'll never forget. It wasn't last year, and it's banjo BBQ,
Yeah.
not Jambo. Anyway, um, Johnny Trigg was with us, or he was cooking. We both got a call, and that was John Hale was doing it. If you know John Hale, he's gonna do the no particular order, calls up everybody, right? Nobody knows. Well, they call us, and they called Smoking Triggers, and I tell you what, my boys went flying up the stage. And if y'all have ever seen us, that rare time where we get a call, my kids fly up the stage, right? And I swear to you, they almost took out Johnny, and I was like, "Oh my word, what am I going to do if they take out Johnny going up these stairs?" You know, but they made it through. No, Blaine,
in his boot.
Yeah, Blaine, my aluminum foil. When I say it wasn't working, it was stuck on the edges. It's like it had like almost welded through, and I couldn't. It wouldn't unroll without messing up. So it was shiny enough, but it just, I couldn't get it to unroll good enough. Once again, I'm not at the Porky Butt level yet, buddy. But one of these days I'll be able to watch it enough, and hopefully I know Blaine said he was going to come out here and cook some on the East Coast some this year. So hopefully we'll be able to see him soon out here in Georgia. What a great guy. Speaking of stories at coming, I think it was around that same time you're talking about. I was fortunate enough to park behind Blaine, and he was cooking. he was going for the rib team of the year. I think he'd already won team of the year, and he was trying to win the ribs. And I was parked right behind him. And man, I was like, I think it was a triple that time or something. I was only cooking the single, and I had to leave. And man, I tell you what, because I mean, Porky Butts is there. He's it, right? Mm-hmm. And he parked behind me, and they had him back all the way up to my trailer, and I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to get out, and I've got to talk to Blaine Hunter about seeing if he can move his trailer. And he was already set up. And man, I tell you what, I was like, oh my God, I'm such a jerk. And I mean, just the nicest guy. He's like, oh, no problem, not at all, I'm not set up at all. And he was already set up. He's like, I haven't done anything yet. I'll move up. I mean, he moved up. But I'll just never forget that. I was like, man, this guy right here is a great dude. He could have very easily said, screw you, whatever, but just a great guy. And, ever since then, I feel like, I talked to him on Facebook and this, that, and the other, but just a great guy. And seeing what he's done, he's got an awesome restaurant going on right now. That to me is the cool things. What you see is seeing somebody take this competition barbecue and making a good living out of it. And, I mean, because it's not for everybody. Not everybody can do that. But you're seeing Blaine's doing it. You see Travis Clark's doing it. Matt Walker's trying to get it going with his food truck. Mm-hmm. And I've had conversations with you. I mean, I know that's something that you like to do.
Yeah, it's a jobby. It's a hobby you'd love to turn into a job. But it's hard to do. It's hard to do, and God bless the ones that are able to do it. It's a restaurant is something you're married to, and it's not. Nobody's going to turn into a Franklin's overnight, or Louis Mueller's, or anything like that. So if you have the opportunity and the goodwill to do it, man, it's more power to you, and hope you're a huge success. I love going to different barbecues. That's one thing. When she graduated, all her buddies went down to Fort Lauderdale and stuff like that for graduation, and she wanted to go to Texas to hit up all these barbecue joints. And I was like, that's my baby.
Get it right.
I love you. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's go. So if y'all have heard us mention Pot's Barbecue, that's his team name, and you've heard him talk about Pot. That's his oldest daughter, Brianna. That's where the name came from, and she's awesome. I'm sure if you're in Georgia or you're anywhere in the Southeast, you know her. But if y'all hear him talk about pots, that's what he's talking about. Sorry, I just want
That's right.
So anyway,
special.
You are special. You are.
Oh,
Oh
man.
man! I'll tell you what, I've managed to make it through a little bit here, Matt. It's been a struggle. Y'all pray for me. This goes away. I got a doctor's appointment tomorrow. Hopefully they'll give me some kind of medicine or something to help this clear up. It
Yeah.
is not fun. Um, but I'm looking forward to cooking again with you, like we were talking about. We get to go up to Young here soon. It's gonna be a blast.
Well,
Last year,
it'll be interesting to see how many people have been practicing and how many people have been running. It's a lot of people said, I'm glad for the break, but it's funny that I'm tired of cooking. And then, what are you doing this week? Oh, I'm going to do a practice run on ribs, or I'm going to
yeah.
do. It's hilarious to hear how many people have done practice runs over the last couple
Oh
of
yeah.
months.
Mark Weatherall here. He's had a whole class for his neighborhood. I mean, he says he just walked through chicken, but I know Mark. He's had a whole full-on barbecue class over there, Maya Jane Barbecue 101, in the neighborhood. And I tell you what, that'd be a heck of a class to take. He is killing it right now.
I guarantee you. He is posting stuff on Instagram all the doggone time. Just deliciousness that's being posted on that page. Yeah.
I tell you
Another
what.
great guy, another great family,
Oh yeah.
another great family in barbecue, that's what it's all about. I love seeing the kids out there. I love seeing the families together.
And it's not always just the family. Like, I mean, I'll take Mark, and I mean, him and his wife, they cook, but Mark's out there with his mom and dad all the time.
Mm-hmm.
His mom and dad are out there, and they're an integral part of his team.
Yeah.
And it's cool. And I know Jonathan Calhoun. You mentioned Calhoun. His mom and dad are out there.
Yeah.
And it's really cool to see. Even Tuffy and his dad. That was it's cool to see the different ways that family is organized or incorporated into barbecue, and it's a great thing. I am so glad that we're a part of it.
That's right. That's right.
So
it's and it's you think about when you started or when we started, and now all the opportunities that you have now. Of course, you had a little bit of the internet, and you could be on the Barbecue Brethren and some other websites to help you out. But man, there's so many great classes now. The learning curve is about non-existent now. You got in GBC's class coming up. That'll be a good class to be able to go to. I think it's like $40 up there in Atlanta. I think that'll be a wonderful class. And there's I think Brad and them they're doing another class on
Chris,
the cans.
Chris, are you having another class coming up? I know he said he enjoys cooking with his dad. It's the best part about it. I think he might have another class coming up too. I'm not sure. Chris Schaefer with Heavy Smoke.
Oh yeah. I saw Fergalicious is they're having a class coming up. Him and Wolf's Revenge.
Yeah.
And I think it's in Virginia. Is that right?
Probably.
North Carolina, Virginia, somewhere like that. That's coming up. I mean, again, man, there's so many great opportunities to help your learning curve, and everybody's cooking on so many different things. So, and that's one of the things I encourage you. If you're getting into this hobby sport / boat anchor, please take a class, because I'm telling you, man, the classes are where it's at. Because I wish, like Jim Berg. I went to Jim Berg's class, and that really turned the page for me in our cooking ability. And it was for me, it was more encouragement that I was doing the right thing, and that helped me out tremendously. But it also, a lot of the stuff that I was doing, a lot of the stuff I was bringing, a lot of the stuff I was buying was just crap I didn't need. And I think that's where a lot of times they think they need to bring everything but the kitchen sink, when if you just simplify everything, man, the better your cook's going to be. That's just like the cans, man. I like cans because it simplifies everything. It keeps my fat butt right there beside that can. Can't go anywhere. I'm concentrating on that. So I know my cook's going to be better now than when I'm walking around cutting up and everything else. There's plenty of time to do that 131, or Friday night or Thursday night.
Or for you, let's be honest, 136, 137, because you're notorious for being late.
We are strategic. We are strategic.
Pops would say there ain't nothing strategic about it. That's just you, not job.
Boy, I think every time somebody mentions about us being late, and I think we've got 4 DQs for being late. Just in KCBS, more in GBA and some other things. And every time somebody mentions that, I think of Sue Reed. Sweet lady. And her and Doug used to come up to us when they were repping, and she would pull me to the side, and she said, "Don't you make that poor girl run. Don't you make that poor girl run." And just, man, another great barbecue family. Sue, when we won our second GC, we were in Woodruff, South Carolina, and I was cooking by myself. And Andrew Clore, God bless him, we were running late. Imagine that. Mm-hmm. And we were in a baseball field. And he said, I said, "Man, will you help me out?" And he said, "Yes." And he didn't know what he was getting into. And we had like a minute to turn in. The turn in was up on the hill. And he goes, "Look, I'm finna run and get on the other side of that fence. You hand it over, throw it over the fence, whatever you got to do." I give it to him. He turns it in. I never see him again. He leaves. He said, "So long, sucker." And we were fortunate enough to win that event. And I never will forget, Pot wasn't with me. It was the first competition she wasn't with me. And it almost felt like I was cheating on her, if that makes any sense, because we've always done it together. Mm-hmm. And it was really, really bittersweet. And I'll never will forget that Miss Sue come over there and just said some words of encouragement and comfort to me, because she knew what I was feeling and know what I was thinking. And, I can't, I'll never be able to say enough about that sweet lady. And I look forward to seeing her again in glory. She's quite a lady. And Doug's the same way. And, Doug comes and dotes on Pod every time we see him at competitions and stuff. Just a solid man, just a solid guy. And again, man, just being real fortunate to know the people that we know, and looking forward to meeting some more people this year,
Yeah. It's going to be cool. It's going to be a good year. Well, just to tie up the loose ends here, Chris Schaefer with Heavy Smoke says he's going to have another class in February. He hasn't said the date yet, so y'all be able to look at. I'm sure you can go to his website or Facebook page or something and find out. Justin Seymour would like to know if you have any plans for a class, Matt.
Me?
Who? Me?
Maybe.
Keep having up.
No, if we'll tell you everything you need to know or want to know. We're man, we just want to, like I said, we just want to help young teams. I'd love to get in with the Pit Vipers and talk to those guys, and I'm gonna try to look into doing something like that this year. I think man, remember when you won your first trophy? I want to be that happy all the time. Mm-hmm. I want to be that happy all the time, and I want to see people that happy all the time, because that little 25-cent trophy I won when we first started cooking back in 2010. It has cost me about $400,000 by now. And, but just, you get that thrill, that excitement every time you hear your name called again, man. It's almost addictive, but, and to be able to help somebody, to be able to feel that, and to be able to see that their hard work is paying off, that's what I really want to get into this year. Just, maybe find a team and try to mentor or something like that. I think that would be really cool.
That's right. Yeah, I mean that to me is what it's all about. Being able to help somebody, and that's one thing I think the KCBS is trying to do. I think maybe it's GBC. Somebody is trying to have more of a mentor program kind of thing, and I think that's really cool. I just like seeing the backyard take off.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean they're just so hungry. They're so
Yeah.
hungry to learn and so excited about everything. Um, but man, I'll tell you what. Well, what's your favorite one-liner that you have?
Whew. I cooked some prime rib the other day, and a guy asked me, "Was it good?" And I said, "It was so good it made your babies come out naked." It was.
Man, I love it, and I can't laugh. If I could laugh, even more would be better. But I can't laugh. It's awful. Sorry.
Yeah, it's we got a couple of them, but they just come off the hoof,
I tell you what, if there's one thing y'all know about Matt, if you're around him, you're gonna get a good story. And I'll just ask that you bring back the tip of the day. I feel like that's something you've been a little lax on. I feel like you've been a little lax on walking around in the mornings, doing your video. I guess now that you're cooking on cans, you can't do that anymore. We'll do that Friday night.
We can do that. We'll if anybody's interested that's going to be up at Brasstown, let me know and we'll come up with something. I love doing that. I always thought it was funny, but after a while, it just, you just getting people to help you at the right time. Everybody's got different processes at different times. And, but they've always, my favorite, well, there's two favorite ones that I have. We did one when Pot was doing the celery, the parsley in a box. And I said, it was something like, tip of the day was, what's the trick of doing, turn-in boxes? And she turned around and looked and said, get some other sucker to do it. Because if you do parsley boxes, man, it's they can take forever if you don't know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then another one, we keep talking about Cumming. Cumming had like a tornado a couple of years ago up there, and if you had a tent, it tore it up. I mean, I was in Dave's trailer, and his RV was free, and we thought somebody hit the doggone RV, and we did one with Holly and Bess and who else was in that? But the thing was, tip of the day was if the winds are blowing, and it had a tent was literally on top of one of those buildings there.
Mm-hmm.
And the tip was, if it's windy, you got to tie your crap down. I mean, it was awesome. It was awesome, man.
And that, I tell you what, I remember that one. That was a contest. I was at the end of the road, and my awning broke off. I mean, it just came in and went all the way back on one side and came back. And I was working on ribs on my deep south at the time. I'll never forget it. And I didn't even move. I was like, well, what am I going to do about it? I can't.
I think it tore a lot of people's awnings, and I think it knocked one of the RVs off the blocks. I mean, it was some serious wind up there. Matter of fact, if you find that, I know it's on Facebook, they did a hog calling contest, and Jonathan Calhoun's dad was on that, and he did an amazing job. He was right there at the end. He did a great job. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Ain't no doubt about that. Doubt about that. So,
well, good. Well, Matt, I appreciate you coming on tonight. I appreciate everybody listening, putting up with me and my whatever I got. It's annoying. But it's been another great year. Press on. That's all I can do. Just keep on keeping on. That's all we can do. But guys, thank y'all so much for watching tonight. It's been another wonderful Monday night at Chewin the BBQ Fat, and I got to have a good time with my friend Matt Goodman. Thank you so much, Matt, for coming on tonight. You're the man. Is there anything? How can people get in touch with you? Or is there anything that you want to leave everybody with some parting advice?
Again, be courteous and thankful of others. Do what you can do, and if you want to holler at us, we got Facebook, Instagram. A lot of people got our number. If there's anything we can do to help you out, we'll be more than happy to do that. It's we're at all the competitions. Feel free to come talk to us. We love jabbing and talking trash with folks. And, again, we're just here to help, just trying to do what others have done for us, and I look forward to seeing everybody on the road. And thank you for having us tonight.
No problem, buddy. We'll talk to you soon. Y'all have a wonderful night, and we will see you next Monday on Chewin the BBQ Fat.
Roll Tide.